Hi everyone and welcome back to the MadTechTalk. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to review the top portable monitors under $100 plus an extra comparing slightly higher quality, which is the Asus ZenScreen. So what we have today. By the way, if you want to see, I have each of those monitors have done a full review on my channel. So if you want to just, learn all the specs, how they work, you can just go there. But this will actually compare all of those three and kind of the main difference between them. So here we have the Arzopa. Here we have the Uperfect and the YODOIT one. So all of those has the 15.6-inch display. So we're kind of aiming for the same kind of resolution display. The resolution here is 1920 by 1080. All of those, from what I can see, has the 60 hertz display, which makes sense because they're budget monitors. So let's just review them one by one. So there are a few kind of small changes on it. So when it comes to the size, they're all similar sizes. I think when it comes to the thickness, I think and the weight. So with the weight, they're all approximately the same weight. So it's around 740, 750 grams. So it's less than a kilo, which I think is decent. When you look at the kind of size, so we can see that Uperfect, I think it's the thicker one. So we can actually put them like that. Actually, let me take the boxes off. Okay, so we have four different ones just folded, and I can see that the thickest one, it's actually the Uperfect. It's actually the thickest one of them all. I can actually stack them together so you can see which one is the thinnest. I'm going to add always the Asus as the last one, so you can actually see first the top ones. As you can see, I think the thickest one, it is the Uperfect, but there is not much of a difference. I think the weirdest one, yeah, I know, that's very professional, but like the weirdest one is actually the YODOIT, because it has like a curve, so it's thicker here and then it's thinner on that side, which I preferably don't like. I actually prefer I think the thinnest one will be our winner, which is the Arzopa. And yeah, I think that's just the best when it comes to the thickness. Well, obviously the weight is the same on all of them, so that's kind of the case. And let me compare it to the Asus. So Arzopa comparing to Asus. Yeah, I think that's kind of a similar size. So, but the Asus cost around $200, which is like one time more comparing to all of those. So one thing which is definitely kind of different between all of those is that those 1, 2, and 3. So the YODOIT and the Arzopa, so you can see the YODOIT and the Arzopa actually comes with the mini HDMI to HDMI cable. So that means you have a mini HDMI here and connects on the other side to HDMI, while the thickest one, which is the Uperfect, comes with the normal full HDMI to HDMI, which obviously it's a plus because like you don't need to kind of extend it. But the case is that it is pretty thick as a monitor. With the design wise, I think it's decent. It's nothing too complicated, too special, so it's all right. So now let's test out the stands. So this one stands pretty well, pretty sturdy. I like it. Then we test out the YODOIT one. So that's the one which doesn't convince me. Like it feels wobbly. It feels kind of wobbly. So it feels like it's not like, look, this one it's very, I'm moving it and it's very sturdy. While this one is kind of like a, yeah, not what I would prefer. And obviously the last one will be the Arzopa, which is our kind of the winner of the size. So let's see that one. And yeah, Arzopa is also pretty sturdy. So Arzopa and the Uperfect are pretty sturdy when they're just standing. The YODOIT, it's kind of like a, yeah, feels like a small catapult. But it's alright. It also stands. It's not like it's not secure. Like it's not going to fall off because the magnet is holding it. So you see, it's not bad, right? All of them have the same. So that's pretty all right. So comparing that to obviously to Asus as the last one, you know, I told you I'll be gonna comparing with this one and that one, so I'm gonna do the same. Boom, and I think yeah, Asus is actually Asus actually it's similar to the YODOIT, so it has a kind of a bit of a wobble to it, but it's still very sturdy, so it's pretty decent. So I cannot definitely complain. So as I mentioned, you have slightly different kind of HDMI setup on this and that one. This one has a full one, this one has a mini HDMI. So the main thing which I think makes it different is that all of those three, they do not support a kind of USB-C connection if you don't have a Thunderbolt. And what do I mean? So for example, Asus ZenScreen doesn't require your laptop USB-C to have a Thunderbolt port because this kind of has like a built-in graphic converter slash mini graphic card, right? So because of it, I can just directly connect it to USB-A or USB-C and it's just going to work without any additional cable, power or something like that. Unfortunately, the Asus ZenScreen doesn't work with the HDMI. But because, you know, I connect it through the USB-C or USB-A, I don't need it. Those they do require a Thunderbolt. So if you're working on a Mac, you should be fine. If you're working on a newer laptop, just make sure that your USB-C port or USB-A port, but most of them the USB-C port, has the Thunderbolt built in. If not, you have to connect it through the HDMI. So you need to have an HDMI port on your laptop. So that's a very crucial thing to kind of know. So this is kind of the size and the comparison from what I kind of see and the nits and the brightness. So there is actually a small difference between all of those. So we can see that obviously the Asus also has like 300 nits, but the Uperfect, which is that one, has slightly lower nits than the Arzopa. And the YODOIT, which is this one, has a slightly lower nits than the Arzopa and the Uperfect. So this two has 300 nits and this one has a 250 nits, which is around 15, almost 20% less, like 18%, right? I think my math is good here. So these ones are better when it comes to the brightness. This one is a bit worse. And obviously, if you're having a brighter room, you might see that, you know, 15 to 20% difference. So looks like that these guys are better quality than this one. Obviously, all of them, as I mentioned, they're coming with the USB-C cable and USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to USB-A. The full HDMI and the micro HDMIs. So the last thing, obviously, which we're going to kind of compare is the pricing. Because all of them are under 100 bucks, those three. This one costs a bit more because it costs around 200. So if I would kind of knew before, I would probably go for one of those models because I actually think this is not as, you know, as big of a difference in quality. So it's probably good to go around 100 bucks. So, but when it comes to the pricing, we can see that actually the cheapest option of them all is, which one do you think? Yeah, it's YODOIT. It's actually 85 bucks. You can find it and sometimes even 75 bucks in some deals, but it's obviously under 100 bucks. So if you're looking to drop the budget, then that's the cheapest option. And then those two are kind of a similar prices because they cost around 99 to 100, but to like 97 bucks. It's definitely, you can find deals less than 100 bucks and they're kind of like everywhere. Amazon, eBay, etc. New one with warranty because that's what I'm looking at. So I think that, you know, those two are definitely better than YODOIT. I think it's worth to pay those extra 25 bucks to not have this at first sturdiness, to have them brighter because that brightness might make that 25 bucks worth it. Just trust me. And you know, that weird kind of design here, it's also not something which I would recommend. So in my opinion, the winner is here the Arzopa. I think it's the best quality. Also, the cables inside are slightly better quality than those two. It looks sleeker, better design comparing to all of those. And when you actually, you know, when we actually take it, you see, it's very weird. So when we actually take it, you can see the full review of the Arzopa on my channel. But I think this one, it is actually the winner. It's sleek, it's nice, It has the nice that the cover here, it's actually pretty strong. So, you know, it's actually protecting your monitor, which I think makes it a pretty good difference. So this is it from me. You actually have like extra comparisons because we didn't compare three monitors, but we actually compared four, which is, you know, I think pretty cool. So this is it from me. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have some question about this monitor and you want to see kind of how it's how it looks, or something that pops up, or maybe you have other texts which you want me to review, just shout out in the comments. And remember, if you like it, just hit that like and subscribe so you're up to date with what's going on MadTechTalk. And see you in the next video. Remember that this video is actually in the playlist in the under $100 gadgets and tech. So it's very easy to find it and snoop it out. Take care!